my hands. I guess it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what you do with your hands. It matters what you do with your voice.
Yeah.
What matters what you do with your actions.
With my brain.
We got to make sure to keep the mics apart so that they don't.
So you don't
pick up
my...
both.
Yeah.
It just sounds like we're talking in a basement or something.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want that.
No, we don't want people to know that we're talking in a basement. You want them to know that we're talking from.
No, the sound sounds good though. It seems like it's okay.
Yeah, we really don't have headphones, so there's no way to tell.
Yeah, we do need. I don't know how to do that yet, but we'll figure that out.
Plug
Anyways,
this
this is my first podcast since August.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, did one a week for about 10 weeks. Felt
Did
good.
you really? I've only seen you post 3 of them or something.
We had 10.
Did you post all 10?
All 10.
Really?
Yeah, they're on our YouTube channel.
We're
bringing it back though. This time is for real.
This time's for real.
It's like
2 weeks before you leave me forever.
We're gonna do this every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have enough things to talk about every day. My life's not that
You
interesting.
see these sound panels? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, this is definitely a great addition. I also like that we took down the old soundproofing that was just a bunch of fiberglass stuff.
Oh no, it's still here.
Yeah,
It's
that
right
one's
there.
up there, but in the other parts of the basement, I don't know. This stuff looks like cotton candy that you're not supposed to eat.
Yeah,
because it's
definitely
literally
don't.
just
if
just
it's bad,
parts
if
of
it's bad
glass.
for you to breathe it, I'm pretty sure it's bad for you to eat it as well.
Well, yeah, I'm glad we took it down because I'm not really concerned about my health right now, but it's just for the future. I'm glad someone made a responsible decision to take down all the fiberglass.
It's
in the
definitely
basement.
like more of a near future thing too.
Because you just walk down the stairs, and every time you did laundry, you're just like pretty much.
It almost smells sweet though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but you can feel it like tearing your nostrils and tearing your lungs apart.
It's the sweet smell of slowly dying.
Of fiberglass, yeah.
And now I can go downstairs and I don't have to feel like I'm living in the industrial age again.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean again, like in general.
I didn't know you were a coal miner.
It runs in the family, being immortal. Do you want to talk about hockey?
Let's get into it.
Mm.
You're going to a hockey game tonight.
I am going to a hockey game tonight. Do you date these, or do you say the date before it starts?
Yeah, it'll be up there.
It'll be up there.
Yeah.
The Capitals are playing the Islanders.
And the Capitals are from Washington, D.C.
So I've been
I know
told
that much.
As where I will be heading.
The Islanders.
They're from
New York.
They're
right?
from New York, yeah.
New York or Long Island Islanders.
Long Island Islanders.
We'll go with that.
I think
that
so,
sounds
yeah.
good. That sounds like a good
They're
team.
official sponsor of Long
Islands.
Island Iced Tea. It's official sponsor of the Islanders, I think.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
I don't know. I don't know anything about hockey. I know that everyone hates the Islanders. I know that much.
Yeah. It seemed like everybody just seems. It's a good thing to just hate New York teams. I feel like.
Mm-hmm. It's a safe bet in almost every.
Like 80% of people don't like New York teams.
Yeah.
So.
If you know nothing about a sport, like
as long as you're not in New York.
The New York Curlers, the curling team from New York, doesn't matter. You can know that like in the curling
they have
realm,
a curling
they probably
team.
Don't like them.
They have a curling team.
No, I'm just saying if they did, they might. I don't know.
No, why isn't there an NFL of curling?
There's
You figured like it's popular enough in the Olympics right now that
I think
America would have like fucking eat that shit up.
I watched NBC one time had curling on it, and it was like a night thing. It was like a thing where they were like every week we do this, or like that NBC Sports Mondays are curling night, or it was like Wednesdays or something. And I watched it one time,
shit.
And they had, but it wasn't like the Philadelphia Sliders versus like the New York Slickers, like something like that. It was like different countries, like the U.S. was competing against like China, I think, when I watched it. So it was very much like an Olympic setting where different countries competing.
Hold the mic closer to your face.
I guess if
don't hold it over here.
Don't hold it.
Doesn't really make any sense.
I'm just gonna pretend. Like when I sing to things that aren't microphones, I'm gonna pretend like it's that.
All right. I don't know what you mean by that.
Like when you're singing like in the shower or something. Just for example.
Just yeah.
And you pretend you have a microphone in your hand or something.
I don't do that.
Except I guess it's, that's fine. Me and the rest of America will understand what I'm talking about.
Do you pee in the shower?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I do too.
I peed in the shower when I lived in a dorm, and.
Oh, I just always have to. Like no matter where it is.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the White
Even
House.
in the public restroom.
Yeah.
I mean,
what?
Public restroom. Yeah, of course you pee there.
Of course
Even like
I
a
would
public
pee there.
shower. So you have to know that. Well, I guess you gotta kind of have to accept that every shower you get into, you're just stepping in someone else's, caked on urine.
Yeah, I mean the soles of your feet are probably already pretty dirty no matter what.
That's true.
There's no point to like clean your feet. You know.
I don't understand why we.
Nowadays we got these like pudgy little moisturized non-Hobbit feet. Back in the day, you know, we were running 40 miles.
Yeah.
And we basically had shoes.
But it was like a big deal to clean someone's feet.
Like, yeah.
When Jesus.
It was a sign of royalty,
feet,
right?
What was that?
Sign of royalty.
Yeah, something like that. Because I know they in the Bible stories they clean Jesus' feet.
Yeah, and like the Pope, you're supposed to like kiss his feet or something.
Yeah, you gotta kiss his feet or something. I don't.
We could be making this all up.
I guess it's the point. I guess the point for like makes it royal is that it's like, you know, useless, and that you're gonna clean these feet and they're gonna be clean for like, you know, a minute, and then they're gonna walk around and their feet are gonna be dirty again. So
I mean, as soon as you put on socks, I feel like you're starting sweating.
Yeah, but I'm talking about. Oh yeah. But I'm talking about back.
You're not talking about that.
I'm talking about back in the day. Back in the day, like when they cleaned Jesus' feet, he just put those sandals back on and started walking around. His feet are dirty again. Like it didn't matter. Like, you know.
Yeah.
It's just I guess it's always been a symbol thing.
And his Jerusalem
Cruisers.
That's a hard one to say.
They're coming back though, so you have to. I see him around campus all the time. Jerusalem
Cruisers.
Cruisers.
And what are they called? Suspenders.
Overalls.
I
see a lot of fucking overalls. Oh yeah, overalls.
Same thing.
Overalls making, yeah. For some reason, fashion that was popular when you were like in 5th grade is coming back.
More like the 1920s.
5th grade is in.
Or like, I don't know when
1920 farmers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great Depression farmer is the new fashion trend.
That's awesome.
I don't know who decides all this stuff.
Yeah, I want to know who this guy is, or gal.
Yeah, you know, in this day and age, you can't assume their gender.
You can't assume their gender. And I just gave them 2 of the like worst pronouns you could give them.
Mm-hmm.
So, whoever this person is, if it is a person, could be a foxkin. We assume that
it's a person.
Could be a foxkin.
It could be a dolphin. They're pretty fucking smart.
But
could be a rat.
It is interesting to see who this guy is. Oh, I did it again.
What? That's setting these trends?
Does he just dispel all these things? He's like, suspenders.
in. And then it's like, yeah, you just tell the popular kids what's in, and then they send it down the line, and eventually, you know, the nerds are wearing it. By the time they're wearing it, though, like there's a new trend in. Yeah. I don't know. It's definitely way out of the control of, I think, anyone that thinks they're trendy. Like anyone who thinks they're on top of trends, they are like, there's no way.
You're definitely getting it like secondhand.
Yeah, any individual person, unless you like are the fucking chief designer of like at Old Navy or something, or like one of those big companies that like, you know, supplies clothes to like half of America.
Yeah.
You really don't decide the trends.
Yeah, I believe that.
They're the secret hand. They're telling us all what to wear. It's like you ever seen WALL-E with the robot?
I still haven't seen that movie. I haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph either.
I haven't seen that one though. I haven't seen Wreck-It Ralph. There's a scene in WALL-E where they're all like in the ship, and it's supposed to be like this futuristic ship where everything's taken care of. They're all floating around in little chairs like pudgy. And like they're all fat, like they're like, you know, and they're just like looking at their little screens, and the advertisement comes up, and they're all wearing like the blue suits, and the advertisement comes up, and it's like, red is the new blue, and they all look at it, and then like they press a button, and like their suits all turn blue or like red or whatever I said.
Dude, that's good.
And then
it's a Disney movie, right?
What?
It's a Disney Pixar movie.
Pixar movie, yeah. It's like a dystopian future, I guess.
They always throw some very intellectual parent jokes in there, you know, because the parents got to go see it with their fucking kid.
Yeah.
And then, always get something old people to laugh about.
Yeah,
because like as funny as that is, like the kids will never pick up on that, almost never.
Well,
but
yeah,
it's like, yeah,
they're teaching about
definitely speaks to our current day in society.
They're teaching about like environmental, you know, conserving efforts.
I don't know if kids pick up on that either, though.
No, I don't think kids.
I think they're just like, oh, they're in a spaceship, and then they go.
And look, WALL-E's a little junk robot. He's hanging out with the big fancy robot.
But really, it's holding a mirror to Earth society and saying we're fucking ourselves.
Yeah, that's very accurate.
I'm gonna close this door.
Like that.
Weird old guys yelling up there.
Yeah, dude, you're giggling about something. Yeah, Pixar movies normally have underlying themes to them. I was watching Toy Story recently over break. That is a good movie.
First one?
The first one.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites.
The very first one.
Do you know that the doing some weird shit with your leg there?
Yeah, I'm just stretching it out. I sit in chairs awkwardly. I got these like long spaghetti like dancer legs. So I don't know what to do with them a lot.
That's fascinating.
It's an entirely different.
So
thing
games at Verizon Center.
Yeah, it is. I haven't been to a hockey game since I was a kid. I went to see with the Capitals back when they were the old Capitals. They're still the Capitals. They just had like different logo. Like they're like that was the only that's how I knew them as the old Capitals, because their logo now is just the word Capitals with a stick, like a hockey stick in it. I believe is the only thing that indicates that it's a hockey team is that they just place this hockey stick in it and it's like Capitals.
Other than that, they play hockey.
Oh, they play hockey, yeah. But I'm saying like, well, I guess it's not necessary. It's not necessary for sports teams to put what sport they play in their logo.
Yeah, I figured if you're a fan, you probably figured it out by then.
Exactly, yeah. I was just thinking like how strange that was. They just put a stick in it, but I guess like I don't know. The football teams don't do that. It's not like the Eagles logo is a eagle chasing a football, but the old Capitals logo was an eagle chasing a puck, I believe. And that was the first time. The only thing I remember about that game was the first time I ate cotton candy, which was extremely disappointing. People often think that cotton candy represents like simpler times of childhood and that's a delicious treat, but it was such a disappointment biting into that and not getting and just immediately having it all dissolve in my mouth. It wasn't what I expected, and I have trust issues because of it.
So I don't know.
A lot's happened since August.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick which subject you want to start on, because the hockey bit was going nowhere.
Yeah.
You put two people and watch hockey in a room together. I'm talking about hockey.
Especially with a full set of teeth.
Yeah.
What's your take on sugar?
On sugar? I'm pro sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever been con sugar. I don't eat it as much as I used to when I was a kid, because I know now that, or at least I pretend to know that it's worse for you. Then it's like the high fructose corn syrup, so we gotta look out for.
Yeah.
Or not, depending on who you ask.
Natural. Yeah. Fuck. I don't know.
All my knowledge on this is based off TV ads, and I have a sneaking suspicion that they're not telling me the truth.
It's usually how it goes, though.
They have hidden agendas. What's your opinion on sugar?
Pretty bad.
Pretty bad. Like
I don't like it.
You don't like sugar? You don't like eating it?
I've had this problem with my teeth for about a year. Where like it's all just it really hurts. Like my teeth, not the sugar.
You ever go to a dentist? You know
I
what
did,
a dentist is?
and they said they fixed it, but they didn't. And but yeah, it like hurts a lot, especially like when I drink either like really cold things or really hot things.
It seems like you have sensitive teeth to temperature. I don't know why I have to blame sugar for it.
Well, sugar also helps or hurts. Sorry.
Like Captain Crunch, where it cuts the roof of your mouth.
Captain Crunch.
Yeah, the cereal.
Yeah, I know what it is, but that's never happened to me.
You've never eaten Captain Crunch?
I mean, I've eaten it, but I've never had a problem with it like that.
You've never had it like you never like eaten like like your parents leave for a weekend or something. This is just hypothetical. I haven't done this, but like you get one of those big Costco boxes and your parents leave for the weekend, like and there's one of those in the house, and you're like, oh, I could space this out and eat like a bowl every day or something, but you eat it all in like one afternoon, and then the top of your mouth is just like cut open pretty much, like it's like almost like you can feel the skin coming off of it.
No, but I've had that problem with sour Skittles.
Oh yeah. Sour Skittles do the same thing. I think it's the texture of it is what really does you in.
They definitely put glass in that. Definitely. It's definitely not sugar. Or it's like sugar glass.
Yeah.
They're definitely.
We're going back to the fiberglass thing again.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're putting in the Captain Crunch. I thought this was a they're just putting glass. I don't know if I think sugar might be cheaper than glass, but I don't know. I haven't looked up the glass prices recently. I don't know whether or not to invest.
Buzz Aldrin is evacuated from what's it called?
the Arctic.
the South Pole.
Yeah.
I read that and I was like,
why
the fuck is he there?
That's
the hell is he doing there?
Like you just assume that these scientists that they just do these great things like going to the moon and shit, and then it's like that's it. That's the pinnacle achievement of their career. But I guess he's still doing science or something. Yeah. That's the only thing. That's the only reason I could ever.
I guess he is like some sort of a scientist.
I think all of them went to the moon are scientists. I don't think they let anyone go up there that wasn't a scientist.
Yeah, I guess they use like military scientists maybe, because don't they use like?
Yeah, they were. I'm not really well versed in this, but I think they use pilots.
Right.
From the Air Force is like
right.
a majority
At least early
of where
on
you get. There's a majority where they got astronauts from, but it's funny seeing these dudes up there. The guy from Canada that used to do, what was his name? You know what I'm talking about? He was up at the ISS. And he used to do all these like shows up there. He played his car up there. He had like a really big Twitter following and YouTube following.
Yeah,
because he would do all these like tutorial videos of stuff you can do in zero grav and kind of screw around. All these guys are like the ones with the most, the pinnacle example of human health, and they're all like old guys with mustaches and old white guys in like in their 50s.
They always have mustaches.
Yeah, they always. I think that's part of the. Requirement is having a mustache. It must be weird shaving in space because your little hairs are gonna get everywhere.
Yeah, and they kind of just like float around.
I read an article.
You definitely catching a lot in your mouth.
They like the way he showed doing it is like he like spit into like when he spit stuff out he had to spit into a tube, and then I guess he has a little vacuum that's like shit, but like I don't know, even then though, like even when they store all that shit, it's just gonna be floating around in a tank somewhere too. That must be weird just to watch, like all your fucking shit floating around in a little tank.
Literally their shit.
Oh, you know what? They probably shoot it out into space. That makes the most sense.
I feel like they don't though.
If you had human weight, why would you not shoot it out into space?
Because what if it like catches Earth gravity and then just
it burns up in the atmosphere? It has to.
Maybe
little tiny rocks that come in, little meteorites come in.
What do they do with waste
on the ISS?
Whoops.
I would hope they shoot it out. I'm pro sugar, and I'm pro shooting trash into space. I think that's a great idea. I think it's a lot better than burning it or burying it.
The scoop on space poop. How astronauts go potty.
Shoot it out.
No, I was actually just reading an article about this. Like, NASA will pay you if you come up with like a new way to get rid of poop in space.
Oh, what's the grant? Because I already got it.
What do you got? You
shoot it into space. What am I just advocating for, dude?
Well, apparently that's not what they do.
Well, that's what they should start doing. I don't understand. Like, literally, what is the problem with shooting your poop into space? Like, it seems like a no-brainer. It's called space. There's plenty of stuff. There's plenty of area you can shoot your poop into. You know?
We could always just shoot it into the sun.
Yeah, why not? Like it won't go there.
I feel like we should do that with our trash.
Something about the laws of motion. If we'll keep going in that direction until some other force pulls it in, but like I don't know, it just seems like that would just be what you do. You just shoot it.
Not really finding anything. I guess
it's like having a picnic in like the 1960s. When you're done with your picnic, you just throw your trash into the woods wherever you're at. You ever watch Mad Men? They have a scene like that where they're done with their picnic and she just like pulls up a towel and just like throws all the shit on the ground, and they just get in the car and the car drives off out of shot, and there's like a good 5 seconds after that where they just like it just stays on that trash. It's like sitting there on the ground as it kind of sinks in for you that like people in the 60s like didn't really give a shit about the environment or stuff like. Well, I mean, like I'm not in general, but
I don't think they really knew either.
General, I guess they didn't really care or understand. There wasn't that whole environmental movement or whatever. Granted, this was like upper middle class white people living in suburbia, so they probably had no idea. They didn't give a fuck about that.
Yeah, fucking.
But I don't know. I thought it was a cool scene.
Freaking 1950s people ruining everything.
I wonder.
Freaking baby boomers.
Baby boomers, dude. Oh my gosh, I am sick of of people bitching at younger generations when baby boomers have done so much fucked up shit. Granted, we'll have our time too. We'll have our time in the sun to fuck shit up, you know.
Yeah, but it might be really hot.
Yeah, we'll have our time. It will be really hot. We'll have our time to fuck shit up. Our time will come. But to start blaming us now for things and stuff that we do when literally so many things are fucked up because of baby boomers, it's just kind of not fair. I don't think it's fair. At least give me a chance to fuck up first before you start yelling at me, you know?
We could definitely fuck it up further, too.
Exactly. And no doubt that we will, you know? In the future, when our generation is running America, we will certainly do the same things. But, you know, don't bitch at us before then. Let us get up there and start screwing up first, and then you can start bitching at us. But they're like, you guys don't do anything, and you're attached to your phones, and
yeah, because phones are awesome.
Yeah, there's instant knowledge all the time to my face.
Yeah, the fact that we're doing this right now, pretty crazy.
Exactly.
Pretty crazy.
And
anyways, we can end on that note.
All right, I'm cool with that.
Cool. We'll be back tomorrow.
Hopefully with better subjects.
Sayonara.